Hello and welcome to EL101 Part 11, focused on English learners at the secondary level. English learners at the secondary level face increasingly demanding academic content standards at the same time that they are learning a new language and culture. This module will address specific topics surrounding this student population. For this module, we will first explore procedures for enrolling English learners in high school and awarding credit from any previously completed education, followed by an explanation of the English as a New Language course, and to wrap up, the benefits of using the Certificate of Multilingual Proficiency to reward the asset of the student's home language. It is beneficial to ensure that those who will be responsible for enrolling possible English learners at the high school level have a thorough understanding of possibilities for awarding credits based off of prior education. This portion of the module will look more deeply into the steps for enrollment as well as the process for awarding credits. A school must provide equal access for English learners, and they must be enrolled in credit-bearing courses to meet graduation requirements, as well as be expected to graduate in 4 years. A public school must comply with its legal obligation under Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which requires schools to take affirmative steps to ensure that English learners can meaningfully participate in educational programs and services, including federally law-required English language development. Per Indiana Code, children less than 18 years of age and who intend to remain in Indiana for 30 days must be enrolled in school. Students over 18 years of age, including English learners, have a constitutional right to attend school until they receive a high school diploma. Receipt of a high school equivalency diploma is not equivalent to a high school diploma and does not extinguish the right to earn a high school diploma. Now let's take a few moments to go over enrollment procedures for ELs in high school. As covered in the module for identifying English learners, the identification procedures for EL services for high school students are the same. If the Home Language Survey, or HLS, indicates a language other than English, then the English Language Proficiency Placement Test must be given in order to determine the student's current level of English proficiency. If students are transferring from another Indiana school or a WIDA state, see www.wida.us, obtain the annual English proficiency results to determine the student's current level of English proficiency. It is important to know how a school may offer credits so that a student may meet graduation requirements. The first area to explore would be that of awarding credits based upon transfer transcripts. High schools should make every effort possible to transfer credits for students enrolling from other countries. The IDOE recommends that the school attempt to obtain a list of content area course descriptions from the native country in order to determine the content equivalence of courses. Awarding credits based on transfer transcripts is a local decision. Every effort should be made to honor credit and achievement from the student's previous schooling. This may involve the use of hired translators, school staff, district staff, family discussions, research into previous schooling systems, or a combination of all of the above. A school may also offer credits based off of demonstration of proficiency. For instance, students transferring from another country will often speak another language and can receive credit for native language skills by utilizing the World Language Approved course titles, including the World Language course title Other. For the description of low-incidence languages, students can demonstrate proficiency in various courses by receiving a passing score on an end-of-course assessment for a course without taking the course. Many schools utilize final exams for this purpose. As far as creating a schedule for a high school English learner, it is important to utilize the awarded credits and the results of the English proficiency assessment in order to determine the appropriate English course and other content area disciplines with the necessary support. All English learners need to be enrolled in credit-bearing courses, including English language arts. It is important to note that all English learners must be provided with their law-required English language development services. Teachers shall not modify the teaching and learning by removing the responsibility to learn the appropriate grade-level academic standards. However, schools must provide meaningful access to the general education curriculum through differentiated supports and multiple methods for students to demonstrate their understanding of the content. Indiana adopted the WIDA ELD standards to meet these requirements. WIDA standards and framework must be utilized for all English learners in all subjects by all teachers, as well as the creation of individual learning plans or ILPs. The programming to ensure that English learners are on track to graduate must be regularly evaluated. Support should be revised based upon the results of the English proficiency assessment, student progress, family feedback, and teacher input. We are now going to step away from the enrollment process and take a look at the course titled English as a New Language, or ENL. If you have further questions on enrolling a student at the high school level, please reference documents included with this module or feel free to contact a member of the English Learner team at the IDOE. According to the Indiana State approved course titles and descriptions, the ENL course can be utilized in two ways depending on which state code is used. ENL can be coded as an English Language Arts credit, code 1012, if the course addresses Indiana's academic standards for English language arts. On the other hand, ENL can be counted as a World Language credit, code 2188, if the course addresses Indiana's academic standards for world language and is taken concurrently with another English language arts credit. Up to 4 credits may count as a World Language credit. The school must decide which credit to offer prior to the student taking the course. Another path a student can take in order to earn world language credits would be that of the Certificate of Multilingual Proficiency. This is also known as the Seal of Biliteracy around the country. Currently, there are only 7 states that are not somewhere upon their path to implement this program. It is stressed that educators focus on the assets of English learners, not their deficits. Their home language is a wonderful asset, and the Certificate of Multilingual Proficiency has created a way to celebrate this asset. The Indiana Certificate of Multilingual Proficiency is an award made by a participating school corporation, charter school, or accredited non-public high school designating on a student's transcript that the student has attained a high level of proficiency sufficient for meaningful use in college and a career in one or more languages in addition to English. The first graduating class to implement this program was in the spring of 2017. 28 school corporations implemented this program with over 184 students receiving the Certificate of Multilingual Proficiency. The program in numbers continued to increase, with 64 LEAs set to implement this year. A positive attribute of the Certificate of Multilingual Proficiency is that Indiana has identified approved assessments that have to be taken to receive the recognition. These assessments come in 90+ languages. This is a benefit for our ELs as we have 275 languages represented here in Indiana among our students. If a student takes the required assessment and receives a score at or equivalent to intermediate high, this will count as 3 years of world language or 6 credits. An English learner can take this assessment at any time during their high school career from freshman year all the way through senior year. Besides passing the required world language assessment, there are other requirements in order to attain the Certificate of Multilingual Proficiency. A student must also earn at least 8 credits in English language arts as well as pass the grade 10 English language arts graduation qualifying exam. Only once these requirements have all been fulfilled can a student then be awarded with a Certificate of Multilingual Proficiency. The receipt of this award provides many benefits for our English learners. English learners can receive 6 world language credits without having to take the courses. English learners can see their home language as an asset rather than as a deficit. Finally, English learners will have this achievement noted on their transcripts and can take this achievement with them to the workplace or onto the university level. This concludes our module on English learners at the secondary level. If there are any questions, feel free to reach out to a member of our English learner team at the Indiana Department of Education. Thank you.